guys, so today I thought I'd kind of do a video on the guinea pigs and kind of explain what happened to my darling Latte. If you've noticed, I'm just going to start off with the guinea pig. So if you've noticed, the cage is actually Latte's old cage. It's a lot bigger for them and it's more spacious, and they actually really like it, so I decided to keep them in this. And obviously a lot of things have changed now that my Latte's not here. So I mean, this video is, I'm going to try and keep it unedited as much as I can, because it's quite an emotional one to talk about, because I mean the whole Latte situation is still quite sensitive to me, and even coming in this room still makes me cry every day. So I'm gonna try and explain what happened to the best I can. So I'm really sorry if this video seems all over the place, but I feel like people do need to know, because on Latte's final memorial video I didn't really explain what happened. So I'm just gonna go over that. And another disclaimer, the guinea pig's cage is a mess. I am terribly sorry, but it's their third day. They're due a clean out tomorrow. I have swept, but it doesn't look very clean. Their beds look awful. I wash these every time and they still look like crap. So I think I'm overdue some new ones, and I've seen some really nice ones I want, so they'll be getting them for Christmas. So I'm really sorry if the cage looks a disaster, but yeah. So what happened with Latte? So the last video you saw, I had a discussion that Latte had a lump, and I had found one just where his jawline was. So what I did is I kept an eye on him very closely, because a few months ago he had an operation to remove an abscess under his chin. And that abscess went, and the operation was a success, which I really was so happy about, because I thought, you know what, this is it now, like he's going to pass away. And but obviously that didn't happen, and my happiness was short-lived, because I kept an eye on him and I realised that he wasn't eating anymore, and he was just like nibbling things. And what I really noticed was, I noticed that his chin was really dribbly, like it was really wet, and then his front paws were wet, and the cage was a bit dribbly, and his treats were all mushy. And like, I would normally give him the Wilkinson's treats that he really likes, you know, the round fruity ones, and they were his favourite treat, and every time you'd come in the room he would jump up for it, he'd take one and then he'd eat it. Well, in this case he would jump up for it, take it, but drop it, and then you'd notice it in there again the next day. And then if you crumbled it up, he'd be able to eat like half of it. And then I started getting a bit worried, because I thought, well, maybe his teeth have overgrown again, because he doesn't eat hay anymore. So I took him back to the vets, like a normal, you know, checkup sort of thing. And it turns out that he had a massive lump under his chin. And when they felt it, and obviously what I told them, it was diagnosed as a tumour, they were offering to do further testing. Because of Latte's age and the fact that he'd lost lots of weight because he wasn't eating, it would have been too risky to put him through another operation or any more tests and stuff, because he was actually just too weak at this point to probably have overcome any of that. So basically what happened was, I said to the vet that obviously I wanted to have a few more days with him, and you know, just I'm going to see how he goes, because at that point he was still eating, but not like eating, he was just still eating. So I took him home, and about 3 days later I really noticed how depressed he looked, how sad he was. He wasn't eating anything at this point. I was actually mashing up oatmeal and honey, as the vet told me, with loads of fruit, and she wanted me to keep him on a high sugar carb diet, because obviously he was losing weight and he was really poorly. So that's what I did, and we took Latte back to the vet to be put to sleep, and obviously he made his way to the Rainbow Bridge, because we just couldn't cope with how sad he looked anymore. He looked like he wasn't my Latte anymore. He was just a really sad, skinny, depressed rabbit. My rabbit would eat the walls. I mean, I've got holes in my living room where he ate walls. He tried to eat the door at one point. That wasn't my latte. Like, my latte was naughty. He chewed wires and he tried to, you know, eat things he shouldn't be eating. But this latte in the cage was just colourless, and he just seemed really lifeless. And it made me really sad because he just didn't seem like himself. And I knew at that point he was ready. Like, he was ready to make his journey to the Rainbow Bridge, ready for when I go and see him again one day. And it was a really, really, really sad time because I found it so hard to obviously cope with. Obviously, because I've had him for almost half of my life. Latte was the start of the Animal Palace, and now I don't have him anymore. So, as you can tell, I'm still really hurting from what's happened. And another thing's happened since then, but I'm not going to mention it in this video. You'll have another video coming up next. And you'll probably see why I'm extra emotional. But just something else happened, and you're obviously going to find out very soon. So yeah, like, I hope that explained it to people that maybe thought what happened, he was fine one minute and then the next he wasn't. Because he was never fine. Since that abscess, he's gone downhill ever since, and it's been a very hard time for me and my family. My dad has suffered as much as I have because we both love Latte dearly. So I'm just currently trying to, you know, make it easier on myself. But I recently sorted out this room. Obviously there was a lot of Latte in here, and there was a lot that in a nice way I didn't need anymore. So I sorted all of his treats out, and I sorted all the stuff out that was rabbit food and what I couldn't give to the guinea pigs and what the rats couldn't have and stuff like that. And I gave it all the food and stuff I donated, and the bowls and that I've kept because and the toys, if you've noticed in here, there's Latte's toys are in here with these guys because they can play with them. They love their toys. So Pepper's biting me. What are you doing? Yeah, their bowls are gross. I just washed them and they're already like that. I think I need to change the colour of their bowls. White is not working. So yeah, I don't know if people were waiting for this video or obviously waiting to find out what actually happened. But it was a very big blow for the Animal Palace, and we're all still recovering from it. And I hope people understand, with the lack of videos probably, that I am dealing with a lot at the moment. I'm dealing with the loss of my best friend, what feels like, and I'm just obviously making my way through it. So I will speak to you all very soon. I'm really sorry for the depressing video where I kind of half cried. But I hope obviously things will get back on track soon and we can make more videos. So I'll speak to you all very shortly.